Howdy folks, today I'm gonna dive down into the archives and pull out a drink for you to try. It's called the Glass Slipper. Now this is something I've been doing a little bit lately, going back into the sort of archives of successful drinks I've made in the past and put them up here on the channel to hopefully inspire you all. If you want, you can go watch the first drink I ever made called the Southern Governor. I got another one called the Keymaster you can check out. But today, it's the Glass Slipper. Now, I recently got an influx of subscribers due to being mentioned on the Anders Ericsson cocktail channel.
This is a stronger cocktail. Woo! It is!
It's a great channel, definitely check that out. So if you're one of those people, welcome. Have a look around. Tell me what you think. I'll leave a link to that video down below just in case you haven't seen it. So this drink in structure is pretty much like a martini. Now, I'm not a super huge martini fan. I like them, you know, they're good, they're fine. I don't really crave them though. Somehow it's not really my style, I guess. Although I have had plenty of delicious martinis. Instead of gin in this case, I'm using a blend of Genever and gin. Instead of vermouth, I'm using sake. And since sake doesn't have a ton of herbal flavors, I'm putting Yellow Chartreuse in for the herbal element. Then I'm using Tumeric Bitters to round the whole thing out. So first up is Genever. I'll do a video in the future going into more detail about Genever, or Genever? Some people call it Genever, Genever. We'll call it Genever for now. Now what you'll hear a lot is that Genever is a sort of precursor to gin, which is true, but it is important to bear in mind that gin and Genever are really not very similar at all. Genever is from Holland, and it came over to England in around, I think, the 15th or 16th century, around when William the Conqueror was in charge of England. He was Dutch, and so he brought Genever over and it became fashionable. But then over the years, the English added a lot more juniper, changed the method a little, and it turned into gin. At this point, Genever and gin don't really taste very similar. So one thing I do want to tell you about Genever is that there's two styles. There's the young Genever and oud Genever. Now, young and oud mean young and old, respectively, but it's got nothing to do with the age. Like, you don't have to age the Genever. You can, but you don't have to. So young and old don't refer to the age of the spirit, but to the style. So the younger style and the older style. Now, the older style, originally, they would have made it all from barley, rye, wheat, corn, malt products. But then in subsequent years, they started making it, from neutral grain spirit, maybe not from wheat, maybe from a sugar beet or something, or a potato. I don't know. What do they grow in Holland? So the oud style is anything that has 15% or more malt content. And the young style is anything that's 15% or less. Anyway, like I said, I'll make another video going more into depth about Genever. It's a fascinating subject and a delicious spirit. Now for this drink, I'm using Rutte Old Simon Genever. It's a delicious Genever, oud style. It's only 35% alcohol, which I thought was interesting. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that is, but something to bear in mind. Now I'm splitting the base with gin. I like to use this Aria gin. It's a Portland dry gin made right here in Portland, Oregon. Let's actually give this a little taste. I haven't had this in quite a while. It's a dry gin, so it's sort of a London dry style, but I don't find it to have the sort of super juniper forward taste of like a Beefeater or a Tanqueray or something. It has a very nice, very subtle sort of citric element to it. It's slightly bitter. It's got a little bit of a savory quality. I really think it's terrific. I'm using this because I don't want to use a super strong gin to overpower the Genever or overpower the sake. So that's the rationale there. Now for sake, I've got this stuff, G-Joy. So now I'm not a sake expert. I picked this one up because it was middle of the road, not too expensive. It's local, which I liked. I've heard good things. Just find something nice at the grocery store. Now since sake isn't like a super flavorful thing, we're adding a little yellow chartreuse just to put in that herbal element that you would normally get from the vermouth. To finish it off, I'm using Tumeric Bitters. I'll be honest with you, I like a little bit of bitters in this drink, but it's not strictly necessary that you use turmeric. Cardamom would work. I mean, even some savory orange bitters would be fine, or leave them out. It'll probably be fine. Now, one last detail. I do like to put a lemon peel in the glass when I stir it. This just adds a little bit of extra lemon oil. It's nice to have a little bit of lemony punch in this drink if you're using a more lemon forward gin For this, you could probably leave out the lemon peel. All right, let's mix that up. Try. Actually, just gonna get rid of this lemon peel. You know, you could leave this off if you want to. It's mostly for looks. It is like a martini, bracing. It is boozy, but it has this sort of, I don't know, sort of a savory quality. The Yellow Chartreuse has this sort of slight licoricey flavor. It all really blends together quite nicely for me. I mean, I like a boozy drink. This one just has such an herbal, grassy vibe to it that I really enjoy. I think I killed it on this one. Chartreuse also has like a sort of honey sweetness, and that's where a lot of the flavor is actually coming from chartreuse, a little bit from the gin, but the sake and the Genever give it this sort of malty, grassy backbone. This is really good. I really like this one a lot. It's dry, but it has a subtle sweetness. I like the balance of it. Sort of boozy with with a little bit of sweet. That's why I like a Manhattan. I like a slightly sweetened Manhattan, like a slightly sweetened martini. That's for me. All right, that's all I got for this one. Try mixing with sake sometime. It's really fun and delicious. It's a very subtle flavor, so you do have to sort of be careful what you mix it with. But hopefully this will inspire you to try some drinks. Try this one. Let me know how it goes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.